Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today, guess what? We're going to talk about chaos. Wait, what? Valrak talking about chaos? You are absolutely heretically right. I'm going to be talking about chaos because there's a problem with chaos for me. Chaos are not important anymore. I'm sorry, chaos players. I don't see you as the main threat, but I have an idea. I have an idea to make chaos the main threat again in the galaxy, to give them the kick up the arse that they need to start purging away in the Imperium, to start taking on other Xenos races, to make their mark on the galaxy once more. Now, of course, I'm not going to go into the rules side of this because that is a whole different video within itself. Yes, Chaos players, I know you still have one wound. The Tau drones have 2 wounds at this point. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this time next week we'll be talking about how Chaos has been revealed and they're about to get 2 wounds with the Adepticon reveals and all that type of stuff. This video is more or less going to focus on the lore side of things, maybe bringing new characters in, new Crusades, new campaigns that could help Chaos out to make them the dominant force, which I think they should be in the galaxy. Now, we have to start with the leadership because everything rolls downhill, as they say. So if there's a problem, it always starts up top and you feel it at the bottom. Now, when it comes to the leadership of Chaos, we actually have some pretty good figures to lead these legions. Firstly, the Primarchs have returned, or certain Primarchs have returned. We've got Magnus and Mortarion. The problem with the Primarchs is that they haven't really had the impact that I would suspect that they should have had so far in the story. They've kind of been there more as a punching bag for the Imperium to make the Imperium look good, and I know a lot of people on the Chaos side say, well, that's the story of Chaos. We're basically there to be that punching bag for the Imperium, for other races to make you look good. And in a way, that's kind of sad because I actually understand that, because the Imperial Fist are kind of like that punching bag on the Space Marine side, on the Imperium side. So I can completely understand where you're coming from on that front. A prime example of this is actually the Plague Wars between Mortarion and Guilliman. Now, from an Imperial standpoint, this was an absolutely awesome campaign. You know, the Imperium, they smashed Chaos apart. You know, of course, there was a lot of death and destruction, but overall, this was a victory. But if you're looking this from the Chaos side, it was an absolute nightmare of a loss. I'm not going to go into the spoilers of this book just in case people are watching, but what happened with Mortarion was probably one of the biggest disasters that has happened with Chaos since the start of the Great Rift. I'm not even too sure what's happened with Magnus. If someone watching this video can fill me in what's happened with Magnus, I've tried to find the information, but I'm not too sure where he is at the moment during all this Indomitus Crusade. Has he gone back to the planet of the Sorcerers? If so, what's he doing there? What is this Primarch, this leader of his legion, doing now back on his planet? Is he just waiting for his next strike? Why? He's a demonic Primarch. He should be hitting out, launching Crusades at every chance he can to bring ruin and destruction to the Imperium or any type of Xenos race, which could then help his legion, all his followers, boost their armory, their confidence, their power, and just start taking planets after planets. Just do something. And with Abbadon, Abbadon is the leader of the Black Legion. Abbadon basically destroyed Cadia, which caused the Great Rift, which again was a part of his battle plan, let's say. I know a lot of people are kind of salty about that, but he basically split the Imperium in half. A great tactical feat, cut off half the supplies of the Imperium, you know, countless worlds destroyed, countless chapter worlds, forge worlds, you know, recruitment worlds, agri worlds, all lost when this Great Rift happened. But since then, what we've seen from Abbadon has been kind of just meh. Is that the right word to use? I know we've had like this Nachman stuff and the Vigilus stuff, but really, Abbadon, really, is this the best you can do? You are the War Master. You lead probably the biggest band of Chaos Space Marines, mutant, demons, everything. And you can't even take like the Nachman and Vigilus. I'm just so confused what's going on at the moment with Abbadon and his plans. Like, surely he should be doing a lot more things out in the lore, in the galaxy, bringing death and destruction to anyone who stands before him. But for me, the wind has been just taken from his sails. Again, you can kind of blame this on the viewpoint that we had before with the Imperium are always there to, you know, spank down and knock Chaos down. But it's getting to a point now where, we're actually at the point where Chaos is just a joke. It's no longer like what we viewed them as, like during the Horus Heresy, where they were just devastating, you know, murderous, bringing death and destruction. They're just literal jokes at this point. But I think there is a way to fix this, and that is to bring someone else into the limelight. We've had the Primarchs, they're doing nothing, Abbadon's doing nothing. How about we give a new character a chance to prove himself, to prove their tactical genius, to prove their worth to Chaos, maybe the Chaos Gods, however you see fit. And I think that person is Huron Blackheart. Now, I know a lot of people don't really know about Huron Blackheart, but he actually used to be a loyalist. And one of the things I absolutely loved about Huron Blackheart is that he was a tactical genius. He used to turn the tides in battles just because of his tactical ways. He is a mastermind when it comes to maneuvering, you know, massive scale battles. He is up there. I would say he's up there with Abbadon, definitely. I would even go so far as to say I prefer Huron than Abbadon. Again, that may cause some feathers to be ruffled, but I just think that's the way it is. And I think this chap deserves a chance to shine in the lore and, of course, on the tabletop, because I'd love to see a new Huron Blackheart model, but we're not getting into that. We're just talking lore-wise for the moment. But how amazing would it be if they gave Huron, like, a campaign or a segment of the lore where he basically went into, like, let's say the northern part of the Imperium, and he carved out a path. He carved out, basically, an empire for Chaos, where they could set up, where they have all these homeworlds, where they could actually have a base of operations. The Imperium being the way it is actually can't get reinforcements there. It would be perfect to give them something like this. It would be then saying to the Imperium, Chaos actually is a main threat now. They're actually setting up their own empire. They're taking worlds by worlds. They have this base of operations to strike from, to launch their dark crusades from, let's say, to start really putting the pressure on the Imperial forces in that part of the galaxy. And also, you could probably launch dark crusades from, you know, that part into the southern part of the Imperium, where Guilliman reigns, let's say, and really start causing a lot of trouble there. Imagine a dark crusade actually going into, like, one of the heartlands of one of the first founding chapters, like the Space Wolves, Prospero, the Blood Angels on Baal. I know the Imperial Fists, and, you know, most of them kind of fleet-based chapters, but really taking the fight to these well-known places and actually causing death and destruction, and those places falling towards Chaos. That is how you make Chaos, for me anyway. This is how you make Chaos a serious threat again, is you actually make them win and give them stuff. This is the problem that we've had with Nachmund and Vigilus, where it's just stalemates. I think it's time that we let certain races win certain things to make them look good again in the lore. Anyway, that's just my little rant for today. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. Do you think Chaos is at a place now where they are just meh, they're not a threat anymore? How would you make them a threat once more again? Is it time for different commanders? Is it time for Abbadon maybe to sat down and someone else take the limelight? I don't think Games Workshop will ever push Abbadon out. I think he's always going to be their main boy. It's just at the moment, again, as I mentioned, what I've seen from Abbadon, it just doesn't strike fear in me as an Imperial player. It's like, okay, Abbadon's coming, I could probably take him on. I'm sure Valrak could take on Abbadon 1v1, right? Because, you know, Valrak was basically raised by Sigismund and taught the blade by Sigismund. So technically, in the lore, Valrak is Sigismund's heir. But again, we're not going to get into that during this video. Maybe we'll do that in a separate Reclaimer video. Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. As always, if you've got any thoughts, feedback, like I said, post it down below and we can have a nice little chat down there as we always do. See you now. Have a great day and bye-bye.